What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? We are here for Filthy Rich Season 1, Episode 10, the season/series finale. If the show doesn't come back, I feel like we got a full season, but I definitely see where we can go with a season 2. Okay, I definitely, because baby, if you ain't watched this thing all the way to the end, woo-hoo! So we start off. First of all, I don't know why it took me until episode 10 to figure some things out. So those three women that were sort of guiding Eugene at the beginning of the episode, those weren't like angels. They were more like ghosts, I guess. The black woman who arrested him and the detective that was holding him in jail, right? It was symbolic. That was Eugene's mother. When we do the flashbacks and we see Eugene's mom, that was Eugene's mother. And that was very symbolic because we find out, Franklin's mother, sorry, not Eugene, Franklin's mother. Because remember, Franklin got beat up while Eugene and Margaret were having their first dance down to the cotillion, right? So we have a flashback. I'm all over the place, but we have a flashback and we see where Eugene's mom came to Margaret and was like, you're just as beautiful as the rest of those girls. Because, Margaret wasn't rich. We thought she was rich, but Margaret was the help. Was the daughter of the help. And when we see Eugene's mother is the lady who was the cashier at the store, right? The woman who originally helped him out the swamp and had him at her cabin and was helping nursing him back to health, that is Margaret's mother. So again, I feel like Eugene must have got thrown from the plane and probably had this dream of these three women, and somehow he got himself together and he came to the conclusion that God was trying to help him, right his wrongs and that kind of thing, because he's really on this whole I no longer need any earthly possessions type of thing. But in the flashback, we see where Eugene got beat up. His mother found him, brought him back. I keep want to call his name was Eugene on the practice, and I think it was the practice, and I keep wanting to call him Eugene. Anyway, she brings Franklin back up to the big house and confronts, Eugene's mom and was like, "Listen, Eugene and his friends did this, and I want justice." And Eugene's mother told her just as nice. First of all, she said, "My Eugene wouldn't do that." She was like, "Your Eugene did do it." So then she was like, "Well, I know he's never going to jail. So here's what we can do. I can basically pay and make sure that your son never has to work here or work in the house," basically is what she said. So I guess what we're supposed to get from that is, in exchange for Franklin getting his butt whooped and the mama not trying to make anything legal out of it, they took care of Eugene going to school, going to law school, becoming a lawyer, and so forth. Okay, and when Eugene's mom left out of the kitchen, Margaret's mother told Franklin's mom, like, "Listen, that's a pretty good deal. Like, you just got, like, yeah, your son had to get his tail whipped, but you kind of got something out of this. You better take advantage of it, because really, I know he ain't going to jail. Like, nothing's going to happen to him." So we making a connection with these women and the flashbacks and stuff, and I was like, why did it take me to this final episode? I didn't even make that connection, child. Anyway, I'm slow on the uptake. So Sunny Club has launched. Franklin is sitting at home watching it on TV because remember, he told Margaret, "Listen, if you try to take me down, I'm taking your son with me." And Margaret fired him and told him, "Get the hell out." Okay. And he's watching it, watching the whole thing go down or whatever. And back at the little country house, the little country estate, they're planning for Rose's wedding. And, Margaret is like, I finally had to just, she seems like she accepted it, but what we find out is that she really didn't accept it. She's just trying to keep as much money in the family as possible. She was like, I had to accept my daughter marrying a con artist, because she was like, it's bad enough I got to accept that this ain't really the son that I thought he was this whole time, but he's, she's marrying a damn con artist, Um, and Eric is just all over the place because Eric is not happy that, you know, his wife is leaving him. Like, he's really just not happy about it. So he's all over the place yelling at the mom or whatever. And Margaret, we found out that Margaret has a secret file on Mark, the guy that Rose is trying to marry. So Eugene, we see you. I mean, damn, I keep wanting to call him Eugene. Franklin is talking. You know, he's basically letting it be known. Listen, I can't do this. I can't. I can't do this. Be around his family anymore. Like, I finally, I had to find, what is going with this light? I finally had to find my little freedom or whatever. And Margaret is what it is. Wish her well, but I ain't fooling with her no more. So Eugene this time. Eugene is still staying at Ginger's place, and Ginger is upset because Margaret has given all of the other siblings spots on the board, and she's just like, so she icing me out for what reason? Which I don't understand why I must have missed something, because I don't understand why Margaret is icing her out either. Because last I checked, they had sort of kind of made a little connection, and they had sort of kind of come together, but it seems like not so much. I don't know. I missed that too. I must have missed that where they didn't connect. But Eugene tells her, well, listen, basically he tells her, well, go get what's yours. Like, if you feel like you're owed something, go get what's yours from Margaret. Like, if you're supposed to have a spot on the board, go get your spot on the board. Eric decides that he can't live with the guilt, and he's not going to be held, under his mother's thumb or anybody else's thumb. And he decides that he's going to go down to the police station and confess, honey. So they get a whole confession out of him. And as soon as they get him to write his confession and sign it, who come walking in the room? The news reporter, Luke. Baby, Luke wasn't dead, and Luke wasn't no reporter. Luke was really undercover FBI. Baby, Eric thought he saw a ghost. Hell, I thought he saw a ghost too. I said, are we dreaming again? Is that a ghost? But basically, he was like, listen, and so, Eric was like, well, shit, if I didn't kill you, then we all good, right? Nothing really happened. He was like, no, you thought you did, and you still, like, all the charges still apply, because you thought you killed me, you left the scene of a crime, and you took all the evidence with you. So, like, no, we still got you. We might not have you on murder, like you thought when you walked up in here. Oh, but we still got you on some stuff. And he was like, we need you to wear a wire. Like, I need you to go, and we need you to wear a wire. And he was like, I ain't about to do that. I'm not about, he told him, listen, you got 24 hours to figure it out. Okay? But we're going to take this confession, and we're going to make it do what it do. Now, while this is going on, Ginger done moseyed her ass down to the big house, and manipulating her brothers and reminding her brothers who really helped them out. Like, if it wasn't for me, y'all have took that little $2 million lump sum at the beginning and took your happy ass right on down, went on back home and did what you did. Now, y'all are multi-millionaires because of me, and you got spots on the board of, you got these big jobs and you got spots on the board because of me. So they go to Margaret and try to convince Margaret to give Ginger some shares. And Margaret was like, nope, not happening. Like, I gave all of y'all an opportunity, and Ginger took the lump sum so she could take her little $5 million, $6, whatever it was, and walk away. I forgot how much it was now, child. Take her little lump sum and walk away. And Ginger told Margaret, she said, but they took it too, and you still gave them jobs. And she was like, yeah, but they listened to me, you don't. So you don't get nothing. And again, I just don't, I just must have missed something. I just don't know what, I don't know. I mean, other than what happened in the beginning, but I thought they were sort of coming around to each other. I thought they were building on something. Clearly not. So, Eugene is talking to Margaret's mom, and she's telling him, listen, this has been all good and well and everything, but I thought all these years I loved you, but I was also drunk. So now that I'm sober and I'm kind of seeing things through a different lens, yeah, maybe love is a strong word. And I think you need to go and handle your business. Like, you need to go take care of this. Like, you manipulated Ginger into going and confronting Margaret, but you need to go take care of this and make sure that it's gonna be that my daughter's gonna be taken care of. So then we see, so Eugene leaves and he goes to Franklin. Baby, once again, Franklin, he done seen a damn ghost, right? And he was like, what the hell? Now, mind you, I don't know if Eugene didn't figure out that Franklin was the one that tried to kill him. But he told Eugene, like, listen, I mean, he told Franklin, I need your help. I need you to help me because I got some things I need to do. And it's just going to be a big shock to everybody. And I need your help. I need you to help me so that to lessen the blow. And Franklin was just like, the fuck are you doing here? Like, he rolled up in his apartment like, I need to know what you're doing here, why you here, what's really good. Like, what's really going on here. So we don't find out exactly what Eugene asked of Franklin in that moment. But next thing you know, we see Eugene rolling down the street, and who come rolling up on Eugene? Luke. And of course, he's looking at Luke like, thought you were dead. He was like, nah, get in the car, old man. So, once again, Luke says to him, listen, I'm undercover. You was ready to testify. You was ready to put it all out on the line when you thought I was a reporter. I need you to put it all on the line. I need you to put it all out on the line now. And he said the 1820 Club is bigger than what we thought. It's international, and you will be a big part of helping us bring down the the syndicate. We can put you in witness protection and all this other stuff. And he was like, yeah, I don't need witness protection. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm all right. I don't need witness protection. He was like, so you willing to testify? He was like, yeah. And like I said, Eugene is really on this, I don't need any earthly possessions. God sent me back to right my wrongs, all that good stuff. So, back down to the big house, they're getting ready for the wedding. And Rose wants Franklin to come. So, Rose calls Franklin, and Rose says, listen, I know you and Mama did it. I don't care. I'm cool with it, but I want you here at my wedding. Like, I love you. And Franklin was like, I appreciate that, but it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to make it to the wedding. So, so yeah. So now it's the night of the wedding, and what's it, Yami, Miguel's mom. Isn't it Miguel? Y'all know what I'm talking about. She brings Rachel to the wedding as her special guest. Now, Miguel likes Rachel. And Rachel, I guess, calls herself trying to move on from Eric. So, they sort of bummed up or whatever. And Yami tells Eric, like, listen, if you love her, you'll let her go. Like, you a whole married man that just had a baby with your wife. If you really do love her, you'll let her go. You'll let her go. So, Rose and Margaret have a moment. And Margaret is getting ready to wear this purple suit that she was going to wear to Rose's first wedding to the dude that was supposed to be on the Supreme Court. I mean, that was trying to get on the, that was on track to try to get on the Supreme Court. And she says, you're not wearing that. Like, that, you was wearing that for a whole different wedding to a whole different man. Like, you're not wearing that. So she agrees to wear one of Rose's dresses out of her collection. And Rose was like, anything I put on you? She was like, yeah, anything you put on me, child. So she also told her, listen, I want Franklin to come to my wedding. Call him, because I know y'all did it. I heard it. I'm cool with it. I don't care. I want him at my wedding. And she was like, listen, that whole situation is real complicated. Like, it probably ain't gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen, child. So Eric has this conversation with his mother where basically he's talking about how, the sins of the father are being visited on the son, and how he really tried to be a better man, but he finds himself being the same person that his father was. Talking about being a cheater and a liar and a murderer, or at least he thought he was a murderer, His mama told him, boy, go on, sober up and get ready for this wedding. Ain't nobody got time for that tonight. Like, we ain't got time for that tonight. So while this is going on, child, Ginger is upstairs talking to Eric's wife, Becky. And she's telling her, listen, Becky's like, how did I get here? I don't want to be here. I just want to take my child and disappear. I don't want to have nothing to do with this family. Like, what's really going on? And Ginger says, listen, right now I got like a little house guest, okay? But when he leaves, you can come and stay at my house until you figure it out. Like, you don't have to be here. You don't have to stay here. I got somewhere for you to go. And she leans down to kiss her. And baby, just as that moment, Eric walks in the door. Eric was like, you gotta be kidding me. So this is who you cheated on me with? Like, you cheated on me with my sister? That's what we doing now? And I'm thinking, Eric, you don't have the moral high ground. You had a whole affair. Like, boy, don't do that. You don't have the moral high ground. So, of course, he runs off, and that's a whole, he pissed off, drunk and pissed off. He runs off. Then Margaret goes to visit Rose, and she says, listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but I feel like you should walk into this marriage with your eyes wide open. You need to know exactly what's going on. And, I had a file on all of the kids, and boom, here's the file on Mark. And at first, Rose is like, I ain't trying to read that. Like, I love him. He loves me. I don't want to know nothing about what he's talking about. She says, well, it's here. You need to read it. Whatever you decide to do, it is what it is. So now the wedding is started. The wedding march has started, and we're waiting for the bride to come down, or the bride to come down the steps. And she starts walking down the steps, and about halfway down the steps, she gets, she stops. And everybody's looking at her like, girl, you gonna keep coming down? And Mark is giving her that look like, come on. And she stands there and she looks, and she was like, basically, you know what? Everybody can just go home. There ain't gonna be no wedding. So Mark is like, whoa, what's up? So he ends up chasing her up the steps, and what we find out is, not only did Mark kill his brother, as like a pity thing, but Mark was the reason why the brother was in the coma to begin with. Mark was driving a car. They were high. They were drunk. Had an accident. So he's the reason. So not only did he like kill his brother when his brother said, hey, I'm going to be a paraplegic the rest of my life. I don't want to live like this. He's the reason why his brother was a paraplegic the rest of his life. And Rose was like, listen, I was cool with you lying to my family about not really being who you was. I was even cool when you told me that you killed your brother, when I thought it was like a euthanasia type situation. But I'm kind of not cool with the fact that you the whole reason why he was sick to begin with. And she tells him, like, yo, this not going to happen. Like, I love you, but I'm not doing it. Now, while all of this is going on, honey, Eugene got himself a tuxedo with tails, and he is walking on up to the big house. He coming up out that little, where he came out of earlier on, but he didn't tell nobody he was there. And honey, he is on his way to walk up into the house, right? Baby. So now all hell done broke loose, right? Because they're like, well, what's going on with the wedding? Ain't nobody getting married. What are we doing here? What's going on? Now, Eugene walks up in that door. Baby, everybody's in shock. Everybody is sitting there like, what the hell done happened here? Where did you come from? How long you been alive? Why you just showing up? Blah, 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 da, 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 da. So all the kids end up upstairs trying to figure out what's going on. How did this happen? How did, like, dad is just alive? And Ginger gives it away, the fact that she knew. So, of course, now Rose and Eric are pissed off at her because they're like, you knew he was alive and you didn't say anything? Like, how dare you? Like, he was our father, too. You don't get to just decide when we get to talk to our damn dad. And, of course, Ginger's sitting there looking stupid because Eric is already pissed off at him about the whole, you slept with my wife thing. But then him and Miguel start getting into it. And, of course, Eric is picking a fight with Miguel because he mad that Miguel is flirting with Rachel. Well, likes Rachel or whatever. And Miguel is like, boy, I could kill you with one punch. Like, back up off me. But, of course, Eric keeps pushing it. And he was like, stop, Ginger tries to break it up. And eventually, Miguel is on top of Eric, choking his ass damn near to death. And Eugene comes in and breaks it up. And Eugene is like, listen, let your brother up, okay? we need to talk. Like, get yourself together. Like, get your shit together. Now, while this is going on, Franklin rolls up on Margaret, right? That's when, so Franklin is trying to talk to Margaret and trying to tell her, listen, I'm here to help you. Because she was like, I don't need you here. What are you here? Maybe I didn't make myself clear. He was like, listen, you don't know what I know. There's some chaos coming your way. I'm trying to warn you and let you know what's up. And she was like, whatever. I don't need your help. He was like, listen, before she could do that, that's when we start hearing screaming, and that's when the kids, that's when Rose actually sees her dad for the first time, right? And I got that out of order. I apologize. I got it out of order. That's when they see Eugene the first time. When Eugene breaks up the fight, and then Rose sees Eugene, and then Margaret sees Eugene and damn near passes out, child. So Franklin came to try to warn them. So, now Margaret is like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, why are you here? And he's like, listen, I'm here to try to right my wrongs. I was a horrible person. I was all about money. All I cared about was money. But I'm here to try to save y'all souls. Well, really, redeem mine. And Ginger is like, okay, but what are you doing? Like, you told me to come here and get what's mine. You told me to come and reclaim, my part of the business and get my money together, And he was like, okay, well, I tried to warn you, money is the root of all evil, but if this is what you want, do what you do. Like, I did what I came here to do, right? He said, but in the meantime and in between time, I just came here to claim my 6 children. Margaret was like, 6? Ginger was like, 6. And just at that moment, who come walking down the steps with their baby? Becky. She was like, Eugene, you came to get us? Bitch. I ain't see that one coming. Did y'all see that one coming? I did not see that one coming. Of all the things that I thought I saw coming, I did not see that coming. That Eugene was Becky's baby daddy. Baby, Eric came down them steps and saw Eugene kissing his wife with that baby. Oh, they were like, all of them was like, what in the entire fuck? Margaret said, listen, you get your ass up out my house. Eugene said, nope. You can have all of this, but this house, this is my house. This was the legacy that my family left me. You can have all the rest of this shit, but you will not have this house. And him and Becky and that baby walked up out the house. Baby, Margaret told everybody, get the fuck out. She said, get out. Everybody get out. So everybody left out the house except for Franklin. Baby, Franklin started piling up pictures and furniture in the middle of the hallway. And he was drinking straight out of a liquor bottle, baby. He poured that liquor on top of all of that heap of stuff. He looked at Margaret. Margaret looked at him. He dropped that match. Now listen, I don't know about y'all, but the whole time that house was burning, because that takes us back to the flashback we've been seeing all season of Margaret standing out in front of that damn house, right? With the house burning and her in that red gown with the mink stole. All I could think about, y'all remember a couple of episodes ago when them people was blackmailing Mark and Rose went to that house and went in that safe and they had all that cash in that safe? Baby, all I could think about was the cash in the safe. That's all I could think about was the cash in the safe. Now listen, I know that safe is probably fireproof and they'll probably be able to get into the safe and get whatever was in that safe. But that's all I kept thinking about. I was like, y'all ain't gonna empty out the safe and get the cash though? Y'all not gonna do that? Okay, you just gonna let the cash stay? Okay. But that's all I was thinking about. But I guess that's me thinking, whatever. And that is how the episode and the series and the season ended. But the last thing we heard was Ginger saying we're gonna rebuild everything and reclaim or whatever. So that's why I said if it ends there, it's cool. Cause okay, but if we get another season, even better, because now we can really see the whole situation play out with Becky, Eugene, the baby, the kids, because we also see Eric did end up wearing a wire. He went to the police, but what I couldn't figure out was whether this was a flashback and he put the wire on and he already had it, or he was telling the police he will wear a wire moving forward and help them. I couldn't figure that part out. So either way, that's where we are. Filthy Rich is done. It's over. I hope they change their mind and bring it back, but it seems like it's been canceled. So it's been a good little ride. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.